So we see that we have to solve this equation. So we have xt equal to minus y, which is nothing but dx by dt equal to minus y. Now if we cannot directly do this, so what we will do is we will convert it into a second order ODE by differentiating this equation once again with respect to t. So LHS d by dt of dx by dt, so it become d square x by dt square equal to RHS become minus dy by dt, and we know dy by dt is x, so we can substitute the value. So we got minus x. So if we combine, we will get d square x by dt square plus x equal to 0. Now we can see that it is a second order homogeneous differential equation, and it is very easy to solve it. Okay, so we have combined here first and second characteristic equation. These two we have incorporated in this equation. So this equation has the effect of these two ODEs. Okay, so we know how to solve this. This is very easy equation. We know auxiliary equation is m square plus 1 equal to 0. So m equal to plus or minus I. So the solution is again a linear combination of sin t and cos t, and the constants will be function of s. So x is equal to, it is just like c1 cos t plus c2 sin t, but instead of c1 c2 we will write f1 of s and f2 of s. So we got s. Now to get y, again we need not integrate, because here we have the relation that dx by dt equal to minus y. So from this we will directly get what is y. So y equal to, from this equation we have y equal to minus dx by dt. So we have x here, differentiate this with respect to t, put minus. So you will get y. So y is equal to f1 of s sin t minus f2 of s cos t. Now we have not used the third equation, that integral, that ODE also we have to solve. Third one is ut equal to u, which implies du by u equal to dt. It can be directly integrated, no problem here. So log u equal to t plus constant, we will take it as log f3 of s. When we combine log terms, we will get log of u by f3 of s is equal to t. Take to the power of e, so we will get u by f3 of s is equal to e raised to t. So u equal to f3 of s e raised to t. So we have solved the characteristic equation. Now we will apply the initial condition. So first condition is x at 0s is equal to s. This implies that I have to put t equal to 0, sin 0 0, cos 0 1. So f1 of s is equal to s. So we will get x equal to s cos t plus f2 of s sin t. Now y is again we will directly get from here. So also we have y of ts is equal to, we know it is minus dx by dt. So we have y is equal to s sin, also we can use this relation, f1 of s is s. So from here you will get y equal to s sin t minus f2 of s cos t. Now the initial condition is y at 0, s is equal to 0. So when you put t equal to 0, sin 0 0, cos 0 1, so you will get 0 equal to minus f2 of s. So f2 of s is 0. So this can be applied here also, because these two equations are combined. Okay, they are coupled equation. We have combined, so both condition we can apply in x and y. Okay, so we will get x equal to s cos t, y equal to s sin t. Now we have the condition u at 0s is equal to psi of s, which implies that f3 of s is equal to psi of s. So we will get u equal to psi of s e raised to t. Therefore the integral surface we will get as s cos t, s sin t, psi of s e raised to t. This is the parametric representation of the integral surface. Here s and t are the parameters. Now we are trying to invert this transformation. So here this is x, so x is equal to s cos t, y equal to s sin t. We know that sin square t plus cos square t equal to 1, which implies that x square by s square plus y square by s square equal to 1, which implies x square plus y square equal to s square. Or we will get s equal to root of x square plus y square. Also we got s, now it is very easy to find t. We know t is equal to, we know tan t is y by x. Okay, sin t by cos t. So t equal to tan inverse of y by x. Tan inverse is also called as arctan. So t equal to arctan of y by x. So we got s and t. So we have easily inverted the transformation. So u of xy equal to psi of root of x square plus y square e raised to arctan y by x. We got the solution. Now we will see if there is any problem. Now if we will see the projection of the characteristic curve and the initial curve. So we can see that projection of the, where is, so we can see what is the initial curve. Initial curve is this, x naught, x is s, y is 0. So it is nothing but the x-axis. So initial curve is the x-axis that is plotted here. So this is the projection of the initial curve. So this is the initial curve. Now what is a characteristic curve? For characteristic curve we have x equal to s cos t, y equal to s sin t, and s is constant. For getting projection we have to set s as constant. So we have it represented a circle, equation of a circle, x equal to r cos t, y equal to r sin t. It is in that form. And as s varies we will get circles of different radiuses. So these are the projection of the characteristic curves. So these are the, as s varies we will get different circles. So these are the projection of the characteristic curves. Now we also got that the Jacobian vanishes at the origin. We got the Jacobian as minus s. Now if we take s equal to root of x square, we have s is equal to root of x square plus y square because s is positive. It means that we have discarded the negative region. Okay, here we got s square equal to x square plus y square. Here we have considered only the positive region. We have discarded the negative region. So s cannot be negative. So we consider only the case when s is positive. And in this region, that it corresponds to the region x greater than 0. And we can see that when x is greater than 0, this region, the initial curve and the characteristic curve will intersect only once. If we consider this region also, then there is another intersection. Okay, so we will consider only the region where s is greater than 0, that is x greater than 0. So the initial curve and the characteristic curve intersects only once. So this is the geometric approach of it. So in this way we are getting a unique solution in the neighborhood of the initial curve when x is greater than 0. Okay, we will stop here.